Welcome to the Small Scale Life Podcast. Your hosts, Tom and Julie, talk about wellness, gardening, and connecting to nature and people as we learn, do, grow, and be a little better every day. Are you ready? Let's go. Welcome to the Small Scale Life Podcast. I'm your host, Tom, and I'm so thankful that you are here for another conversation about improving your mind, body, and soul as we learn, do, grow, and be a little better every day. For show notes, links, resources, support, and other information, head on over to our website at smallscalelife.com. Let's get on to the topic for this show. All right, with that, we are live. Well, sorry, we're a little late, everybody. We had a little technical difficulties. I am not in the creation station. Still crackly a little bit. Are we still good?
No, you're good.
Okay.
You're golden.
So I am not in the creation station. I am on location. Wish I was in location in Adam's house, but I am just down the road a piece in Madison, Wisconsin. So welcome to the Small Scale Life Podcast. Welcome to the Small Scale Life YouTube channel. And again, we are here for Ant Live 7 shows now, Adam. Here we are. I am Tom from Small Scale Life, the host of Small Scale Life. And I'm here with
Adam with Modern Frontier Farms.
Absolutely. See, I lulled him to sleep with my great sounding mic that was just crackling like crazy and my terrible internet where I sounded like a robot. But here we are, my friend. Here we are. So I'm hoping, knocking on wood, that the live stream holds, because this is a really good. Don't know about you, Adam, but it's a good one.
Yeah. We're having a little bit of lag in there, but hopefully that clears up here. So yeah, I mean, it's about having those dreams and those goals that, you know, what you can do, kind of rethinking that whole idea of your dreams and your goals and what that is. And then now just kind of figuring all that stuff out and how to make that stuff happen, because without a goal, where are you, right? Without that dream,
right.
You know, I mean, we might as well just be robots if we don't have dreams. So,
well, I kind of sound like one tonight, so why not? Let's just roll with that, right? I am a robot. But yeah, I mean, another piece that I would like to talk about is manifesting. So hopefully this thing holds and we can talk about manifesting there after we kind of talk about some dreams and goals and all that kind of thing. So I think that's a good spot to start. Although, what have you been up to all week, bud? I mean, it's been a week since we've podcasted, so had the show. So what have you been up to? Anything good, or do you solemnly swear you've been up to no good?
Of course, I've been up to no good. We had our the first ever farmers market over at Java Twist. My friend Steve there hosts a small but elite farmers market. It's the best farmers market, let me tell you.
Does it have a big, beautiful door with gold fixtures and a guy with blonde hair saying "Welcome to the show"?
No, he's not there. But what is there is some really good, high quality meats, some amazing vegetables, this great sourdough bread that all the heritage or heirloom grains are all just they make the sourdough bread. It's just delicious. There's several other people there that it's just like the best of the best, like what you go to a farmer's market for. It's all right there, you know. Plus, there's this coffee lemonade drink also. It's really delicious, actually. Sounds weird, but it's delicious.
What? Yeah, it does sound good. Something worth trying. And this is happening on Thursdays now, right? Thursdays in Waukesha, Wisconsin?
Thursdays in Waukesha off of Silvernail.
Yeah, what time is the event?
3:30 to 6:30. So it's a shorter farmers market, but we're there for you. And, you know, stop on by and you can always see where we're at up on amodernfrontier.com. and that'll tell you where I'm at. Get a hold of me. We'll figure something out. But
so if a fella happens to be in the area and the fella happens to be checking on, doing his job and checking on train horns, a fella could potentially end up there because, Waukesha has a lot of stuff going on, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. A guy that I might know might show up. He's done it before to me at other farmers markets. So
neither confirm or deny any of that, my friend. So, so over here at Small Scale Life, it's been good. Pinky's up. Very good, sir. I built a kayak rack for the canoe and the kayak. So that was a fun little project on a rainy Saturday afternoon. And then today, it was a good build, nice, fun project. And it's been one on the books since June. But I had to get the garden done first and then life. And then now it's time to get that stuff off the ground because winter is eventually going to be coming. And then today, well, I did something that I don't usually do until after Thanksgiving, but Jules asked, so I did. I pulled out the Christmas trees. So we have artificial. So I pulled out 2 and set them up for her. So look out, man, look out.
Did you tell Jules that she needs to just like slow her roll? Like, I mean, come on. It's not even Thanksgiving yet.
I know. Well, she's super excited. So Ryan has a new friend, and this friend is super excited about Christmas. So that makes Jules super excited about Christmas, and it's going to be a good year. It's going to be a lot of fun. So,
is this friend a female?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Just like, just a friend. Like,
no, it's a lady friend, man. It's a lady friend.
All right.
She's super cool. Met her parents last weekend. It was super awesome. So, it's kind of fun. So, and then having someone coming in, and we're going to have my family at Christmas. So then it's like, things are, my brother and we'll see who else shows up, but it'll be a lot of fun. So it'll be a good time. We'll have lots of good food, man. Lots of good food.
Very good. Very good.
Mm-hmm. So, and it's a very special day. It's 11/11, the 11/11 portal, if you believe in woo-woo stuff. But it is also, and most importantly, Veterans Day. So we would like to salute all of the veterans out there. Absolutely. Thank you for your service. We have several family members that have been in the armed services, from Danny, my son, to my brother, to my brother-in-law, grandpa, father-in-law, grandpa-in-law, way back to, who was with Tippecanoe? I think Zacharias Taylor, I think way back when, but, there's a big military tradition in our family, and this person in our family who is joining us in not joining us, but hanging out with us. She's in the military too. So there you go.
Oh, so
wish them all a very excellent and merry, happy Veterans Day. So onward, my friend. Let's talk about the big stuff. Dreams, goals, manifesting, the big 3, because we've all got dreams. We should have all dreams, unless you're an NPC, non-player character. You should have some dreams in your life. So how do you accomplish those? So let's talk about that. I mean, I know you have big dreams, and I've had dreams and still do have big dreams. And let's talk about how we get from point A to point B efficiently and, in good shape. So where do you want to start with it, Mr. Adam?
Man, I mean, it's such a big subject, right? Like,
right,
your dreams and goals and how to make them happen, how to manifest them, how to, you got to think about it. Everything's your future, right? This is your future.
Right.
And where do you want your future self to be? Think about today. If you did the work yesterday, would you be better off today than you are now? So I guess it's what are
I'd like this. Yeah. I think we could go this way too. Many of us I'd say most, but maybe it's not most. Maybe it's some. Maybe it's part. I don't know. All beautiful people, right? Beautiful people. Anyway, there's a lot of people that work in a company, and at the end of the year, they're like, okay, we're going to have review time. Write your goals down, and you're like, be more efficient at my job, attend 5 conferences, get 15 sales, maximize profit. Blah, those kind of goals are great for the corporate world, but they are not moving you on that path. I mean, and then we always do this one. Yeah, 2025 going to lose 50 pounds. And then it doesn't happen, right? Or I'm going to make $100,000 in 2025. Or no, and I'm going to make $100,000. Get out of debt. That's another one. And we fall flat all the time. We just do not achieve it, right? And I've done the same thing. Hey, I'm going to lose 100 pounds. That was 2015, man. I might need to lose 120 now. So, let's talk about how we make this stuff real and not just these platitudes, and then it all falls flat. That's where I'd like to go, because it's time. It's time for change.
Well, the best time for change was yesterday, right? Next best time is right now.
Mm-hmm.
So start making those plans now. Start making those changes now. Even micro steps, right? Like, you try to go, okay, I'm going to make this grand plan. Everyone does it. Like you said, New Year's resolutions, whatever else. 2025 is going to be make 2024 November 11th your day. Make the 12th your day. You got to kick ass every single day. And it's inches, right? You're going after inches. Can I do just a little bit better? If I'm, maybe if you're trying to lose weight, maybe you're just like, well, this meal right here, this supper, I'm going to eat a healthy supper, this supper. And then the next time, well, I'm not going to drink that soda. I'm going to drink this water instead. And just those small little things, you don't get somewhere. You don't become a big person,
right,
by saying they're eating one Snickers bar. It's 1,000 Snickers bars. So just work that in reverse. It's all about those inches. Try to get those small inches, those small goals. There's one book that I read recently this year. Excuse me. It was the 1%, the power of 1%. And it's just being 1% better than you were yesterday. That's an achievable goal, right? It's not very daunting. It's not trying to go after, I got to make $100,000 this year. If you can make $10 more, or even save $10 off your debt, go, do I really need this Starbucks coffee? I really like that Starbucks coffee. I've been having a rough day. I really need. No, I'm not going to resort to that. I'm going to get myself this regular coffee, and I'm going to enjoy this regular coffee. It's those 1%, those little tiny little moves. And once you do those little moves, guess what happens? You start getting used to it, but you also go, oh, I didn't do that. That wasn't that bad. That wasn't that difficult. It's often harder in our head than it actually is to actually do it.
Right.
If our mind would just take a step out of it itself, and you lose yourself for a second, it would be a lot easier, right? But we listen to ourselves. We listen to our doubts. Oh, you can't do this. You can't do that. Little wins are just as big wins.
Right. Yeah, this is true. I mean, think of the power of Dave Ramsey's baby steps, right? I mean, it's not taking on the debt monster and the savings monster all in one shot. He's broken it down into 7 or 8 or the 10 baby steps, whatever it is these days. He's broken it down into achievable little chunks. And that's why you attack like your littlest debt first. It might not be the highest interest rate, but it's the littlest debt. You know why? Because psychologically, you've just taken that thing and whipped its ass, and you've gotten it out of the way, and you take that money and you put it towards your next biggest debt. And you're working on these smaller things because as those go away, you're like, yes, I can do this. I can win at this. I'm not a loser. I don't suck. I'm not terrible, but I've broken it down and I can attack it and win. And, when I was in Weight Watchers, we talked about that a lot too. It's that the reverse is true, right? The BLTs, the bites, licks, and tastes. When you're making dinner and you're like, this tastes good. Oh yeah, I'll have a little this and a little that. And you've eaten a whole meal doing the BLTs, and now it's time to have a whole meal. Well, then you're doubling your calorie intake. And then, how am I gaining weight today? Well, there you go.
Right.
So we can re-engineer that. The debt snowball is that it was re-engineered, or these other things, putting other goals or these other micro steps and getting there slowly but surely, slow and steady, small scale steps, you could even say, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Make it manageable, and
right.
You have your goals, make those manageable. You have your dreams, dream big, but make it manageable. A lot of people are just too scared to even start because they're in their own head.
Yes.
They think they're going to fail. And if you think you're going to fail, guess what happens?
You manifest it and you will. That manifest thing, right?
Exactly.
Belief becomes reality.
Absolutely.
I think this whole taking small baby steps is a key that we all need to really think about and enact in our lives, right? I mean, starting a business, right? Just taking baby steps, what would that be? Like, setting up a Facebook page or something, or what?
Well, I think the biggest thing when people start their own business is they do all the fun stuff first, right?
Oh, yeah.
And that's going to be the Facebook page, telling everyone you're going to do it. Making the really cool logo here, all those little things like, and all the big plan. They make, well, we're going to do this, and this. We're going to sell so much, and then we're going to have
profit.
Hey, it's great.
Something happens, then profit.
Exactly. All you got to do.
Set up Facebook page, Instagram, post daily, and then something happens and profit.
Or the opposite of you don't do anything. You don't do anything at all. I have a dog with me.
I know. I saw that back there.
So the opposite is, well, this isn't really going to fail, or this is going to work. It's going to fail. I'm not going to be able to, make my widgets, whatever, it just, the widgets are going to fail. I guess doing something first, right? Because you need to learn business. If you're going to start a business, you got to first own a business and run a business. And then guess what? You learn. Every opportunity for failure is an opportunity to learn. Yeah. And it's okay to fail. It's like you don't want to fail, but it's okay to fail.
Right.
And it's okay to try something, and I think you're going to really resonate with this next point is you got to do something to see if it works. And maybe it's not for you. We used to do jellies and jams at the farmer's market. That was our first business. Then I'm like, well, we have chickens. Let's sell eggs. Okay, let's do those numbers. Okay, well, if I buy 1,000 pounds of feed at a time and I have 500 chickens, that's a lot of eggs. That's a lot of eggs a week. And well, we're making $2-3 in eggs, and or per dozen eggs, and then on and adding those numbers up. And how can this all work? Then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I hate washing eggs. I hate making jelly. I hate making jam. I'm not being very profitable at it. And then there's going to be one aspect. The one thing that we did really well was a jalapeno relish.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the pepper relish. It's sold good. It was most profitable, and yet it was the easiest one for us to make. So like it's the best seller, most profitable, easiest one to make. We got a winner. So then we started distilling everything down. Okay, well, the chickens really aren't making us money. They're breaking even. We're making about $5 an hour with the chickens. We're making about $5 an hour making the jellies and jams. But this relish, we're making. I can make that. I'm right around that $15 to $20 to $30 mark. I'm like, if we do a larger amount, we can make that work. Then we started looking into, and that brings you down rabbit holes, right? So in this case, it was, well, let's look at a commercial kitchen, because if we do a commercial kitchen, then we can put it in stores.
Right.
And then we put it in stores. Then I expand my market, not just one farmer's market. I'm not selling, I'm just dropping it off. Well, after doing some more research, I was just like, I don't really want to do this. Like, this is not me. Could it be profitable? Absolutely. Could I, if I would have stuck with that one, that was that 10 years ago? Oh, would we be somewhere? Absolutely. But it wasn't what I really loved to do. It wasn't my ideal situation. And was it going to be where I wanted to be in the long run? No.
Right.
So, but what did I learn? I learned a lot about business, a lot about marketing, a lot about putting those numbers together, and how to make an actual proper business plan. Everyone needs to learn how to make a proper business plan before you get into it. And then you just kind of put that plan off to the side and do it anyways. Because guess what? Like what Mike Tyson says, said, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. You got to get yourself punched in the face a lot in business. Get used to it, and then go, you know what? Come on. Hit me again.
And kick me while I'm down while you're at it too. Why not? Let's go there.
Every time you get punched and kicked and thrown around and yelled at and you're about ready to cry, you have to look at it as, hey, I'm learning something. Keeping that positive mindset. I'm learning something. I'm becoming a better person, doing something better. So, and I know you had the same situation. You were sitting there like, oh, we're going to have this flower, this pick your own flower in the middle of nowhere in a beautiful area.
Right.
But that didn't work out. You tried it, right?
We got close to trying it, and we were like right on the precipice going, oh, no, not today. Not today, Satan, not today. So yeah, we didn't make a significant investment into, doing all the infrastructure and starting that whole process, bulbs and seeds and all that. Actually, I did buy some seeds, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. We did not go down that route. So we got right up there, but then we pulled back all of a sudden. So, I can't tell you that we've thought about other things since then, and there's other things that we're going to be trying. So more on that as we come around, and it's kind of exciting. We're at that exciting stage, so we're going to have to get into the boring, tedious, march forward. And again, this comes back to, putting the work boots on those dreams and starting to make those goals. Like what do we have to do? And do you subscribe to the SMART goal thing at all? You've heard of SMART goals, right?
No, explain it to me.
Okay, that's it's an acronym, and it stands for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. That's the SMART way of doing it. And I actually hadn't heard that until I was I was a project manager at my last consulting firm, and I had a young man that came from the Norfolk Southern Railroad, and he talked about SMART goals, and I was like, whoa, that's really interesting. So it was really cool what he put together, and I was like, yeah, that sounds really good. And one of the big powerful pieces of that is actually putting a time limit on there, right? So, hey, I'm going to lose 5 pounds by December 31st. something like that, and then, okay, how am I going to do that? And you start to pull it out. I'm going to hit the gym like 3 times a week. I'm going to drink, 100 liters of water, whatever you're going to be doing. I'm going to walk 5 miles. You start to live it, bullet that out, and that's your game plan going forward. So, yeah, I mean, that's one approach to it. You've never tried that one? Never tried that way before?
No, I don't do anything smart. I just kind of go at it and a little more pig-headed and just like, no, we're just gonna make this happen. And it seems to work for the most part.
Yeah, you muscle through it, huh?
It's yeah, you just kind of muscle through it. I guess in many ways I do have my own goals. I just don't write them down.
Yeah.
Maybe that would be more helpful. Is all right. We're gonna write it down. It's just to me. It's always, what can I do right now, because I know I'm going to be busy later. Mm-hmm. So what can I do right now that's going to help fix get all those things done in the long run? What's going to help me fix those situations?
So is this your to-do list or is this your goal list? Because I think they would be two different things.
Oh, it's mostly my to-do list. My goal list is just, I got so many things on my to-do list that my goal list is kind of like, let's put that off to the side for the time being, right?
Right. Yeah, I got you. I mean, it seems to me your goals are kind of a bigger picture. You've got this overarching dream and where you're trying to go, the ultimate destination. And then you get into mission, your vision, mission statement kind of thing, where, hey, we're going to provide the best pasture-raised beef, chicken, and pork in the country, or Wisconsin, whatever. Or I'm going to provide simple, beautiful, productive, small scale gardens in a small scale space, right? All the tools and everything that go with that. And then, okay, what's our goal? Well, I've got to get a steady supply of meat, right? Or maybe that's not a goal. Maybe it's more of a to-do, but I don't know. What's the goal? What's your goal, man?
Well,
what's a typical goal? Right. I'm going to make $10,000 of profit a month.
I really don't even have those goals. It's just like, work as hard as you can, yeah. And get in front of as many people as I can, and there you go. That's my goal.
Right.
I guess, should I go with what my dreams and goals are right now?
Sure. Yeah, I think that'd be great. And this might shed more light on that whole process too.
Right. So my goals right now. So I'm in the middle of building the food truck.
Yeah.
Getting the food truck going, because what is the food truck going to do? So my good friend Melissa, she's a chef. She's going to be running the food truck. She's brilliant at what she does, and she's very intelligent at how she does things, and she's very organized, something I'm not, right? She's going to be running the food truck. You didn't have to agree with me so quickly.
That's my job, man. I'm your co-host. I can agree with you like that.
So she's going to be running the food truck. What does that do for me? Well, that gives me an opportunity to take some cuts that wouldn't have been worthy of me selling as cuts, but I can still value add those cuts in the food truck. So instead of us using, for instance, prime rib sandwiches, sounds delicious, doesn't it?
Sure does.
What we can do is we can take the ribeyes out of a cull cow. Go, okay, we're not taking a cull cow is an older cow that we're not going to make that into. That's going to be mostly ground beef and stuff like that. Sure. We can take those, instead of making those into steaks. I can take those steaks, or I can take that rib roast, that ribeye roast, prime rib. We're going to have that for pretty soon here, right? For New Year's. We're going to take that roast. We're going to smoke it.
Ooh.
Going to cut it off the bone. And we're going to let that cool down, and we're going to shave it. We're going to shave that roast, and we're going to put it in an au jus with some sauteed onions, maybe some sauteed peppers. Put that on a hoagie roll, put some mozzarella cheese over it, melt the cheese on top of it, and all of a sudden you have a sandwich that's a meal that's worth $40 off of something that otherwise that was going to be like $3 worth of meat if I just ground it up in the ground beef. So you value add. That's on the high end, right? But
yeah,
you can value add to that product. So therefore, I'm going to be able to more likely put a higher quality product out on my end, so that we can really we can go bring both aspects to a higher level. So the food truck.
Plus, you're your own customer. I mean, you have a steady customer.
Yep, I'm my own customer. So there's that, and after that, we're going to work once we have that established. Then we're going to work on a brick and mortar store. So a holistic butcher shop. Get that all set up.
That's cool.
Be able to sell my amazing smash burgers right out of the store there. Obviously, a few other things inside that store. Have the
award-winning chili.
Oh, absolutely. My award-winning chili. Obviously.
Of course.
But then, so we'll be able to do things there, and then maybe even start working on getting I have a lot of sausage recipes. Those sausage recipes being state certified in the back there, and making the sausage recipes right there.
Wow.
So that I have more control over my product. And this is all within about a 3 to 5 year span. So we're one step at a time. Now, I don't go complete deadline like in 3 years, I want to be here. Yes, I would love to be there in 3 years.
Right.
But it takes people, money, product, exposure. Some things is just organically going to take time.
Right.
To build that customer base, to build those people around you. You can't just go, if you rush your goal, and I hesitate to say this, but if you rush your goal, like, we're going to make this happen, we're just going to do it now. We said 3 years, and by golly, it's going to be 36 months. Sometimes then at that point, you put the wrong person and have the wrong timing. You put more money in things that you shouldn't be putting money into.
And you set yourself up for failure. Absolutely.
So have those larger goals, put a time-ish limit on it, but also you got to be practical, because if you don't have the right person running things and helping you out, what's going to happen? You're going to fail. Yeah. And it's going to cost you a lot more money. And then you're going to, when it comes to business, all it is being in business long enough that people know about you, and then you succeed. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, in project management, for consulting, we had 2 points. We'd always have the start point and end point, right? Here's our deliverables. And you'd like to think it was a straight line, straight line from point A to point B. Oh, no. It's up, down, over here, over there, going like this. I know, totally out. And then finally, at the end of the day, or at the end, you finally get there, or maybe you get an extension. But it is a roller coaster and a corkscrew ride to get from point A to point B, especially when you have clients and customers or partners that are all over the place and throwing whammies at you after a conversation. So yeah, I think you're right about time-ish and flexibility, able to pivot, and having a little bit of cash in the hopper so you can weather that storm and those changes. You know what I mean?
And I think a lot of times, say it's a goal to lose weight, and you sit there and go, oh, I'm going to lose 5 pounds in the month of December, and you end up losing 7 pounds. Well, in the first couple weeks, which, let's face it, for us guys, if we really work at it, oh, that's easy, right? You'd be able to do that. Tom, I have faith in you. I have faith in you.
Yes, we can do that. We can do it.
Tell you what, afterwards we'll talk about a diet that I guarantee that you will lose 20 pounds in 1 month. Easily.
Well, carnivore.
Absolutely. No. Okay, we'll talk about it right now. The carnivore diet. No.
Yeah.
What's there?
Yeah, because we never had a we never really closed out the early Whole30 and the carnivore that you were doing, and I was doing the Whole30. We never really closed that out. You know, here we are in Dreams and Goals, and we're going to be talking about it. But you know, what the heck? Go ahead, throw the carnivore my way, my friend.
You know how you can tell someone was on a carnivore diet? They'll tell you. They'll tell you.
Yeah. Like being a vegan, just the mirror opposite.
Oh, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They will sit there, try the carnivore diet. It's amazing.
Right.
And I will guarantee the worst part is the cravings. Once you get past the cravings, you will, you feel euphoric. You feel energized. Your body stops hurting as much. It's, it's like a country song being played backwards. You get your dog back, you get your truck back, you get your girl back. I mean, everything works out. But to be serious, yeah, I mean, there's those challenges. You got to make those sacrifices, right? Those things that it always comes down to sacrifice. What are you willing to sacrifice and to make your goal actually happen?
Right. That's all true. Yeah. And it is interesting because the previous 7 episodes or 6 episodes lead right up into this, right? The being bored and doing the little stuff, right? And then the sacrifice, we talked about that too. And then sometimes you got to get away and being that flexibility. So it all is kind of building blocks, like a big Jenga tower right on top of each other. So yeah, that's totally true. I mean, as I looked, when we went into the little farm, we did not have a goal. We did not have a big mission, a big why. And even with Small Scale Life, when starting this platform, I kind of had an idea, but I didn't. You know, I didn't have the big why. I was just kind of talking as a record for future, for my kids, for my grandkids. Like, why is this guy out in the middle of the night, you know, taking skins off of tomatoes, right? And getting salsa made. Why does he do these things? Why does he think the way he thinks? And what is this minimalism thing he talks about? So, you know, it was kind of a platform to describe all that. And I never had that big why or that big goal. You know, I guess I did have some goals, you know, but I never really it was just kind of really vague, you know, kind of like, I just want to lose weight. Well, why? What's the big why, right? So you got to have that big why too. We didn't even talk about that. The big why. Why is this important? Why is having pasture raised meat important? Why is talking about minimalism important? Why is losing weight important? You know, food is tasty. Food is good, right? Nourishes the body.
That's these are all great questions.
Yeah.
You know, and why am I doing what I'm doing? Well, partially it's just because I enjoy doing it, right?
Right.
Why do I raise pasture-raised meats? Part of it is the flavors you get out of pasture-raised meats, and seeing the lands get better and grow stronger, and you know, knowing that I'm doing better for the soil, better for the environment, seeing all those little organisms that are growing in that soil that they wouldn't have a place to go otherwise if I wasn't doing what I was doing. So that's part of it, right? Another part is, well, I want to make money.
Right.
I want to make money in a way that I enjoy, that I feel good about.
Right.
So that's a huge part of it is collecting of energy. Money's energy, right? Me collecting it. And just not to mention, I'm just having fun building business and talking to people and seeing people and becoming part of the community, becoming a part of the community that people respect. There's a lot of whys in there, and it's not going to be just one why, at least for me. As far as losing weight and becoming healthier, well, you can do more work. You just feel better. You don't limp around all the time. You owe it to your family a little bit too, don't you? Because your family your family counts on you,
right?
And it's going to be 1,000 different. To me, at least for me, it's about 1,000 different whys, and depending on my mood for the day or depending on what's going on, that why is going to change. So for me, it's like, maybe one moment it's, I just want to feel better. Next moment it's going to be, oh, I'm going to work out because I want to be a good example to my children. Next one's going to be, well, because I have friends that can't. They unfortunately aren't here with us anymore, so they can't, but I can, and I owe it to them. So all these little whys. I want to be healthier for myself, but also so I live longer. So I'm there for my family. I don't want to see my family hurt. It's most of my reasoning is for other people. Not saying I'm so altruistic or anything, but truth of the matter is, that's what works for me. You got to find your why.
Right. Exactly. And I agree with all of that. Absolutely. And I think what's been cool over the past week is Jules and I have been doing a lot of talking and thinking and strategizing. And it really is, it's fun when you can talk to somebody who's also, doing this at the same time, and you touch on that true calling that they have in their life. Some people, they find that thing, and it's like lightning in the bottle, and you just got to unleash them. You know what I mean? Some people, they just know, and they've been kind of holding back, and you kind of are, it's like, man, get going. And once they do, watch out. It's going to be amazing. So it's kind of exciting around the landing. So we'll see what happens in the future. But yeah, man. So the goals are important. Now let's talk about manifesting a little bit. This is where we get into a little bit of woo-woo stuff, right? Law of attraction and all that good stuff. Do you subscribe to that kind of stuff, my friend?
Not as much as you do. I believe manifesting, this is my opinion, manifesting is more of a tool that someone would use to, I really want this. Well, I'm going to do the work because I really want it. You dwell on that subject so that you end up becoming part of that subject, right? That subject becomes part of you. So not saying that it could possibly be true that you can manifest it yourself, but I think a lot of times you manifest it by doing the work, by making things happen, by just you make your own luck.
It's focused intensity over time, and these are tools to help you stay focused, because there is a real thing. There's been studies out there that have shown that, okay, I wrote my goals down, I wrote my plan down, and you get that dopamine hit. This happens with New Year's resolutions all the time, and I've written about it before, like 3 or 4 articles on Small Scale Life, where you get that dopamine rush that, we're doing this, here's my goals, let's go, and then because my brain always thinks, oh, well, you did it, fine, you're good, and you need to push through that. So there are I've got kind of 9 steps here, so we can talk about those real quick, and we can we'll see where they take us. So, like number one, clarify your dreams and goals. We've been talking about that, writing it down, making it measurable, visualizing it. Right. I mean, that's step number one. We've been talking about that. And number two, create a vision board. Have you ever created a vision board before?
Half-assed it.
Okay.
Full honesty here.
Yeah. I will say from experience, Jules did this back in 2019, and I've talked about this before. Went on a little lunch date, and she brought this stuff out and was like, holy smokes, because it was like seeing what we're going to be doing, and it took us a couple years to get there, but now we're there, the hot tub and being on the water and okay, there was a pontoon in there. We don't have a pontoon yet, but I have a fishing boat and I have kayaks and I have canoes, which are on a really cool rack, not the fishing boat. But anyway, the things that we talked about and set down in goals in this vision board, we achieved them before the timeline, which was really, really cool. So, and again, it's kind of artsy and craftsy, or you're just picking images off the net, that you're trying to visualize, but it is a thing. That's a thing people do. Number three, set intentions and take inspired action. That sounds pretty cool, doesn't it? Inspired actions. Actually, inspired actions yoga, we do that all the time. But so this is, again, what we talked about, making small actionable steps. Break that bigger goal into smaller steps. And then the one that all of us struggle with is consistency. Preaching to the choir here. I mean, did you look at some of we've had breaks here at Small Scale Life. So we're trying to be much more consistent. And this podcast helps us do that. The Ant Live. Oh, and then be flexible, right? Okay, here's our woo-woo. Number 4, cultivate positive belief and energy. This is all mindset stuff right here. This is our affirmations, right? Telling us that we can do this. And this is eliminating that negative self-talk that we all do and gets us defeated and depressed and anxious. Negative self-talk is the devil. And we all do it. I do it myself, God, I'm so stupid. Why did I do that? Oh, man, come on, you idiot. Can't you post the podcast quicker? Come on, let's do this. So we got to beat that. We got to flip the script on that. Gratitude practice, right? Gratitude, big time. Start your day with gratitude. It's going to go so much better for us. We're going to put ourselves in a different frame of mind with gratitude practice. And then let go of the doubt. Fear, stinking thinking, fear, the doubt, that's going to keep you paralyzed every day. And again, speaking of the choir here, right? So there you go. Start to change that. Here's some more woo-woo. So trust the timing and stay open to synchronicities, right? Lots of ones today, if you've been noticing. And you'll see just things start to line up and you can't really explain it, but suddenly things are lining up for you when you're going in the right direction, right? When you're going in the wrong direction, suddenly the path gets very hard. It gets very tough to overcome that stuff, like the farm. Well, you can't add on to this old farmhouse. You don't have much of a foundation. Okay, well, how about that pole shed in the back? I mean, pole shed, you're flexible with that thing, right? Well, no, because it was built for ag purposes. You don't have enough trusses, so you have to pretty much tear it down. Well, we have to do something else. So sometimes the universe comes along and says, nope, that was not the way, or your higher power, whatever. This is not the way you're going to go. And it kind of bumps you along. Here's a good one about being flexible. Release resistance and let go of attachment, right? Sometimes you got to be flexible and pivot. If it's not working, you got to adjust. Not profitable, maybe you got to do something a little different on the front end. Maybe you have to change suppliers. You have to find a new butcher, whatever, right? So sometimes you have to be flexible, and it hurts sometimes. Here you go. Practice and self-care and alignment. So this is getting back to your physical health, mental health, emotional health, taking care of yourself. You are very important to this whole equation. And if you're all broken down and in a bad frame of mind, it's really hard to make this stuff happen. Celebrate your progress. The little things. Celebrate the little things, right? You scored a touchdown. You're celebrating, baby. I just got elected. I'm going to celebrate. Something like that. Small stuff. Hey, we made $100 on this thing. I thought we were going to lose our shorts. Woohoo. Awesome. I met 15 people today and 2 of them have supermarkets. Let's go follow up with them, that kind of thing. So, and then reflect and adjust, evaluate what you're doing, how it's going, and then adjust. Maybe every quarter, maybe every year, maybe every month, maybe every show. Well, that one isn't producing very much. So I'm not going to spend as much time getting ready for it. Of course, that's when the big whale comes along with a lot of money, right? And they want all of your ribeye because they love ribeye. So those are the 9 steps there. What do you think about those, my friend?
No, I think that's those all make sense. And you can take it from the cool thing about those 9 steps are so basic and simple. You can take it from the woo-woo side and go, well, I manifested it. Or you can sit there and take it from the other side and go, for instance, what was that? Being positive, the positive mindset. You have to stay positive. If you're not staying positive, guess what? You're going to sit there and you're going to be like, I'm not going to do that.
Right.
We're going to lose money at that. I'm not going to. You have to go, I go to a farmer's market. I'm like, it's a rainy, crappy day. But if I bust ass and I stay true to it, guess what's going to happen? Good stuff's going to happen.
Right.
I'm going to get that one sale or that one connection to that bigger sale. You have to have those that mindset, that positive mindset all the time. And if it means waking up in the morning and go, Adam, I'm going to do this today. I'm going to make this happen. I can do this. Think about all the positive things that you're able to do, all the skill sets that you've been able to develop. You have the skill set to do it, and you give yourself a little pep talk. If that's what it takes, cool.
Yeah.
You know what? I think every successful person has that mindset. They one of the phrases a couple of my friends and I use is, we're too dumb to fail. Because most often it's in your head, right? It's sitting there in your head going, I'm going to fail. I'm going to do the analytics like, well, this is dumb. I'm doing all this work and I'm making basically $8 an hour. This doesn't make any sense. I could be over here making $50 an hour. This is silly.
Right.
But you believe in the long-term goal. So,
right. That's a good point, my friend. Yeah. And sometimes we just need to have that affirmation to get us through the big why,
Absolutely.
Lots of them. Lots of big whys.
Lots of big whys, and then lots of big reasons and lots of goals, and just what you got to figure out what your dream is.
Yeah.
And you know what? It
evolves along the way.
When I was younger, I dreamt that I was going to be in the NFL as a wide receiver, like Don Beebe. Oh yeah.
Me too. But a lineman, and I'm not. I'm not 6'7" and 350 and can run a 4.4 40. That ain't, or whatever. Yeah. I walked behind Warren Sapp once. I came up to his shoulder. The dude was still that much, and I'm not a small guy. He was huge. I was hanging out with these Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and these guys were massive, massive dudes. And Julie even said, "Wow, I thought you were a tall guy, big guy, but man, look at those guys." It's not the kind of guys. Yeah, it's not the kind of guys you're going to get in a bar fight with or push very far in the trenches, when the ball snapped. So yeah. Yep. I don't know how my dad did it. 6'4", 250. But that was a different age back in the, late 60s, early 70s. people hadn't gotten to be monsters like they are today and can move really fast like they can today. It's amazing,
Right.
You remember Mike Allstott, fullback from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
No, I wasn't that much of a football guy.
He's about as big as me. Then that's your fullback, So imagine me, and this guy would pull Jeeps across the parking lot. He'd hook up a chain and pull Jeeps across the parking lot. So, yeah, these are big people. But we're not going to be NFL players, but we're going to be superstars in our own way. How you like that, brother?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
That exactly it. Exactly it.
Yeah, go ahead.
If I can help someone else out, if I can help you out, if I can help myself out, that's my goal. Really is just making this world just a little bit better. That's my goal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, think of how far. I mean, just look back for a minute. How far you've come since your first jar of jelly, right? Your first tomato you grew in your yard or wherever you were in your garden, right?
Right.
I mean, even me, the first podcast that I participated on, I wasn't even running the darn thing, and I didn't have any good equipment, was just kind of doing it. Or my garden was in a square foot garden in the backyard in Illinois. Yikes, Illinois. I was one of those folks, right? Shout out to all my Illinois folks. But yes, those Illinois folks. Ew.
You didn't pronunciate the S.
Illinois.
Yeah.
We'll be in Illinois next week, brother. Traveling man. So yeah, I think one more thing about, as we come down into that to-do list, a lot of us can get really bogged down with a long to-do list. I don't know if you've ever felt like that. Yes, he's shaking his head. Yes. Long to-do lists are the bane of existence because it gets overwhelming over time. And yes, it's fun to cross one off and then cross off another one. But man, being too much, if it's too big, then you're just set up for failure. Nicole Sauce from Living Free in Tennessee podcast. She did my 3 things, and she would try to break down her list into three main things and try to focus on those and belt those out in a day. And if you got through those 3 things, then I'm sure you have 3 more things that are on your list. And that might be a good way to kind of prioritize and get the most important done. It's comes back to that old story of a professor where he's got the jar and he's got the rocks and the sand and the marbles and he's putting all that stuff together and it just wouldn't all fit because we're concentrating on the stuff all the little stuff. We're not concentrated on the real big issues, right? And so we get hung up on all the little stuff. We really need to focus, then we can get it all done. One thing that I've started doing is my to-do list is just small. It's on a little note card, and I'm trying to not fill it up and, just cross them off as I go, but keep them small. That was my work one versus my small scale life one. So I've been finding that these note cards are pretty useful for, getting a small to-do list and just cranking out tasks. So do you have any tips for your to-do list, Mr. Adam?
I have a dry erase board.
Oh, yeah.
And I have a couple dry erase boards. You write down a couple things on there, and I always forget to even cross them out. It's like, supposedly that's supposed to be like, oh, you get to cross them out. It's like, oh, I did that like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But I'll sit there and look at it and go, oh, that's right. I got to do this. You just got to figure out ways that work for you. And that's what works for me is sit there and I'll write on dry erase board. And just so it's constantly in front of me, sometimes it can be a little like, oh God, it's right there all the time. But when I sit there and go, oh, what am I supposed to do? Oh yeah, I can do that. That's a good idea.
Yeah. Yep. And I've actually got 4 dry erase boards. 3 of them are smaller. They're about yay big. And I use them for notes for the podcast. And then I have one big one that I really need to hang up. And that one is for bigger stuff, like future book type stuff. I had my goals, my kind of quick goals on there for years, and didn't quite, I don't know. That's all changed. So got to come up with new ones. So, which is okay too.
Absolutely.
So I think that's the other thing too. Find what works for you and just do it over and over and over. Wash, rinse, repeat, keep going, right? And evaluate it and keep getting better. Learning, doing, growing, being better every day.
Just small little wins, ant size wins, if you will.
Yes. I think that's the power of the ant, is the collective, right? You're not just doing it all yourself. Get an army of your friends with you. Absolutely. Well, Mr. Adam, we've hit the hour mark. You're going to be at the place, the
Java Twist on
Twist on Thursday. You also have gift boxes for the holidays available.
Yep, we're working on the gift boxes, and that's one of my big to-do lists right now, is get all those put together so that we can have them available for you.
What's in those again?
So we have there's 2 different kinds of cheese, a medium cheddar and a Colby Jack. They're organic cheeses made by several of my Amish friends. Their dairies are going to them. It's a company called Pasture Pride. And then on top of that, we also have my snack sticks, my summer sausage, let's see, and Potter's crackers. So it's a nice, and then I forgot about the smoked trout dip. It's delicious. So several things, hyper local, great gift box. We have such great flavors here in Wisconsin. It'd be great for you to, brag about those flavors that we have. I ship them all across the state and all across the country. So if you need it shipped over to someone, I got you back.
So if a fella shows up in Waukesha and happen to want one of those for Thanksgiving or Christmas, could that fella pick one up early, or is it going to be available like on December 1? What's your timeline there, my friend?
They'll be available a little bit later. They're not going to be available on they'll be available soon, but not quite yet. Maybe by Thanksgiving. Maybe.
Okay. Well, I think I might need one for the weekend before Christmas. So,
all right.
That would be.
I know a guy.
That would be good. I know a guy. I'm talking to a guy, but we'll make it happen because I'm sure I'll be down this way again, and we'll connect. So,
all right,
it'll work out just fine.
Otherwise, cool. I can ship it right to your house.
You can, and we could do that too. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. Anything else popping with you, my friend?
I think on Friday I'm gonna go watch. It's on Netflix, so I mean, if you have Netflix, you might as well see that Mike Tyson and Jake Paul that are fighting.
Whoa, that's interesting.
Well, yeah, you haven't heard about that?
I've been paying attention to Joel Salatin and RFK joining the new administration and shaking up the FDA and USDA. I think that's going to be kind of an interesting perspective. I've also been doing some research for this one, and then working on some other things, gearing up for some other things, including, building my kayak rack and my new barrel wicking bed. So no, I did not hear about any of that, my friend.
Okay. Yeah. Well, long story short, Jake Paul, he's a YouTuber. He challenged Mike Tyson to a fight. Mike Tyson goes, "Fine, let's fight." I wish I could do a Mike Tyson accent, but I can't.
Well, we're gonna fight. We're gonna fight you, and we'll see what you're made of.
Well done,
you
sir. Well done.
I'm gonna take you apart piece by piece.
Yeah.
Last thing you're gonna see is my facial tattoo, and I'm gonna just knock you out.
Yep.
Yes,
that's
sir.
what's going to end up happening. And
good Lord.
We'll see what happens. It's going to be a entertaining fight. So yeah, it's on Netflix on Friday. So probably get together with a couple people and see that. Other than that, we're just trying to chug along here, keep projects going, and make things happen.
I hope this guy has life insurance. I mean, geez. Talk about a beast.
Yeah. Well, Jake Paul's not a small guy either.
But it's Mike Tyson. Even old Mike Tyson can throw a punch like nobody else, man.
He might chew on his ear even. Who knows?
Yeah. Just a little nibble. What's a little nibble between friends?
Right.
Oh, awesome, man. Well, we're going to be, we'll be back next week, and I'll be home. So we'll have a better internet connection. Hopefully Pinky's up. I don't know where my water jug went. Pinky's up, man. So hopefully we'll have a better internet connection from home and have all the right stuff, all the right gear. And we'll talk about more good stuff next week. We'll see how we're doing on our goals, dreams, and manifestation, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Let's just
right.
Keep going, encourage everyone else to keep going along with us and have some fun with it.
Absolutely. This is Tom from Small Scale Life. Yes,
and
this is Tom Adam from Small Scale Life. Yes.
And this is Adam.
Remember to learn, do
farms.
Remember to learn, do, grow, be a little better every day. I know the lag is terrible. So we'll catch you all next week, everybody. Take care. In closing, from the north to the south, from the east to the west, and everywhere in between, may the gods, spirits, and folk be blessed at this place. May we heal the land and protect the soil, animals, and plants. May we live in strength and love, leading the way as we learn, do, grow, and be a little better every day. This is Tom from the Small Scale Life Podcast. We'll be back with another show. In the meantime, stay safe and take care, everybody. This has been a production of Small Scale Life Media.
I am testing now. How do I sound, Tomas? La 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 la. La 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 la.
That's pretty good.
La 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 la. Mr. Sandman, bring
Check.
me a dream. Make him the cutest thing that I've ever seen. Give him tulips like pillows and clovers, and tell him that my lonesome nights are over. Sandman.
Yes? So gonna keep that. Yes, we are.
One more important note. Small Scale Life reminds you that we are not licensed doctors, therapists, healthcare professionals, or financial professionals. You should always consult a professional before starting any practice. All information shared on Small Scale Life or the Small Scale Life podcast are for informational and inspirational purposes. Results will always vary, and participation in any practice or activity is completely voluntary and at your own risk. That said, keep learning, doing, growing, and being a little better every day. You've got this.